Well, I'm tired. Well, here is gonna be just a video recording, an audio recording of my ideas with the store. So today is the day that I discovered a store. Damn it, I can't remember the name. Let me find the name actually. Starts with an O. It's through Shopify. This place now has dog barking. Somebody has a dog. Can't tell if it's actually going back or not. Oberlo. It's called Oberlo. Oberlo. And it uses Shopify, but the cool part about it is that you can open up a store for free for 14 days, 2 weeks. And the day that's the first day is the day that you just click to open it, and then you choose if you want a store to, if you want them to charge you about 20 something or 70 something per month. So let me see. So what I'm actually thinking is about the whole project I've been doing, right? So I was trying to use my skills from, the clinical work I do. I mean, there's a lot of legality issues with not being licensed and trying to do some informal clinical related stuff. So I'm kind of limited there without actually going through a company or hiring a clinical supervisor to back me on any kind of therapy related services or anything like that. But what I can do on my own is blogging, maintaining a website, stuff I've known from the past, such as SEO, SEM. I don't know, not that I know a whole lot of stuff, but stuff about AdWords and a little bit of campaigning, marketing, a little bit of monetizing a site. Just it's such a steep learning curve, and the whole time I've been in school and working, and before this I was trying to get into school, and that's probably the time in my life when I had the most time, when I was working less, even though I was looking for work often. But once I got like a basic job, I don't know, I was pretty depressed though. Like it kind of sucked, I'm not gonna lie. But once I started getting more into the techie stuff, Raspberry Pi stuff, computer building stuff, web design, YouTubing, stuff like that, blogging. My friend was really into SEO and internet marketing and all this kind of stuff for a promoting group, and he tried to get me into writing SEO with him. It was like 15 an hour or so. Or 15 an article, I can't remember. It wasn't a lot of money, but then we started to get in on this other project. I can't remember what it was. I think it was trying to sell some sort of electronic instruments or something. Digital it's called digital something. I can't remember the name. And it was selling like synthesizers and things like that, I think, from what I remember. Because EDM is pretty big. I mean, it's just when EDM got super big out this way. When dubstep started becoming popular and all that, and I was pretty into that on the music making side. Also, I learned a lot from tutorials and got more into my music and got more into, the techie side of like um, the computers, because my computers would be like breaking and stuff because I'd really overused them. And so learning how to do the repairs, the hardware repairs, a little bit of software related repairs. And I started like blogging a little bit about it and YouTubing a little bit about it. And my a lot of my videos got some good traffic to them. And I don't think I was really even pushing them other than maybe on my blog and on my YouTube channel. I mean, I think I had it linked to like Google Plus, and it was mostly like friends from churches and stuff up in LA and family and stuff and local friends, other local friends. Um, but yeah, that's mostly what it was. And then I kind of like that. And then after that, I mean, I never really made any actual money from it, but I started getting these Google offers for like, hey, if you pay $20, we'll give you 50 or $100 worth of AdSense campaigning. So it's like, I don't know if they even still do that, honestly, but I used to get those and they would expire maybe in a few weeks or months or something. They don't have deadlines, but some of the deals were pretty good, and I'm kind of disappointed I never took any. Now that I look back, I'm kind of like, dang, I probably should have taken advantage of that, because my site did have some traffic. There was a big niche market for it, and I kind of had time for it, honestly, too, and put a lot of energy into it. I had the gear, the equipment. Um, I mean, I had a pretty great gaming laptop. I had a couple of them almost back to back. And with student loans, was able to afford more, and working and not paying rent, I was able to afford more. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I got into this realization that, I don't really know much about money other than how to work. Um, Time and effort equals income. But then I started learning about investing and, like different styles of, earning income without having to do anything, right? Or saving or something like that. So things like building a retirement fund, things like that, that generate um, interest. So yeah, it's coming out of my paycheck, but it generates interest, and it's before taxes, and it's not taxable. So there's a lot of benefit to having it, right? But that's kind of the small business beginnings that I had before I actually got into grad school. And then since then, it's really just, there was no like real idea of money making from it since then, because I was just like, dude, I've got like nothing. And sometime, I don't remember how long ago, I started looking into like, the easy apps to like try and make money and stuff like that. I think it was before I was even able to use my personal hotspot on my laptop, so I was just like, dude, like it would be nice to even afford like freaking like a hotspot or something. Um but yeah, that didn't happen. And then basically from that, um, I started coming across a whole bunch of clickbait. It was mostly clickbait about make $200 an hour, or make $500 an hour, or buy this, learn this method of doing this and that, and make money immediately, or learn a method of doing this, and they'll teach you like a part of the method, and then they'll make you feel like it's really gonna make a lot of money. And it's like, it seems legit because they're going into detail about maybe step 1 of 10 or something. And so, they make it seem like, oh, like this is really something I can do. I can open up this blog. I can start a YouTube channel. I can do this and this and that. But then it's like, oh, and I can just sell these things on my description links, and like, but it's like, well, where are all the people coming from? Who's going to actually see this? And then it doesn't talk about the rankings. It doesn't talk about a whole bunch of other stuff. So that's kind of my main take on it all. Um, as far as the beginning part, But pretty much when I started looking at, when I started looking at Oberlo, is just that there's this different component that it's free for a certain amount of time, so that's one thing. You can buy stores that are already making money, um, which is a great aspect. Um, I'm just in contact now with one of the people whose store I want to buy. It's $100 store. It's clothing targeted to young adults. It's called Young Millennial Era. That's the website, and then the store is called Young Millennial. It's on Oberlo. It costs $100 one time fee. They have a domain that costs them $1. It doesn't say how much they actually lose as far as money, but it says they kind of make about 80 and then end up coming home with about 60, meaning that maybe their subscription is about 20 or something. I don't know if that's really included. I don't know how many hours they're putting into this to make that $60. I don't know how many people are working in the store to make that $60. I don't know if they're doing anything like connecting to social media, and if I buy the site, does it come with the social media? That's a question I forgot to ask. But if I buy the site, does it come with the social media sites linked if there are any? And if not, how are you getting traffic to your site? How did you get traffic initially? And I'm thinking maybe if I take out a loan, I can use the loan for that to purchase that site. And then, or maybe purchase 2 sites. And then once I've purchased the sites, maybe paying someone else to do a little work on them, on one end. And then on the other end, maybe paying another company to create new products to put on the shelves. So it's not just the same old thing over and over and over, selling the same old stuff from before. So these are things I need to know and look more into. I've asked questions about that one from the Millennial site. But there are other interests that I have too, so I'm still kind of waiting and looking into it very slowly. But this is kind of the conclusion I've come up with. Instead of the other one that I was really looking into was that FBA option, Amazon FBA. To actually have somebody in China or whatever country having one of those factories build a product and then building a store around it, but not really having the actual store that I have to show to people, but just simply making the store so that it's actually no, I think I'd have to have the store to show to other people, but then making it so that it goes straight through Amazon as far as the marketplace and with the shipping and everything, so I don't have to deal with getting products mailed to me, then me mailing out the products. It's less work, so I don't know how much the work would cost as far as Amazon doing it. But yeah, if it takes blogging and web design and all that stuff, I'm thinking of paying some Fiverr folks or Craigslist folks, or I don't know which route I want to go. If I want to go the more professional route, or if I want to go just like the basic route, or if I want to put in any money. Or if I want to do anything for that matter. My main concern is, what do I do? How do I adjust this? How do I even begin to, really actually make a profit? And not just like $20 a month, which is still great. If it's 20 after all, if that's the take home after all, maybe not a lot of work at all. That would be like an hour's worth of work if it's $20. That's my minimum amount. Like, I want to be doing $20 an hour. So, if this site that I'm looking at, if they say it takes them longer than, if they're bringing home 60, that's like 3 hours worth of work. So is there 3 hours worth of work going into this? Um, yeah, but I could pay somebody else to do that 3 hours of work, maybe. Sorry, I was daydreaming. And once they're about to get the payment, um, maybe it will be fine once they're gonna get paid. Maybe they can make me more money if it's something that they are actually very skilled in. If I'm paying them for 3 hours worth of work to make the site better and to generate a higher income. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about this kind of stuff. But it sounds like a lot of people online have kind of learned how to do it or know a lot about it or something. Um, but I kind of like where it's going. As far as my ideas, it's kind of narrowing down more and more and more towards something that might actually yield profit. Um, I just need to flush out the details, give it a try, see what comes of it. Um, yeah, I'm also looking into some cryptocurrency, maybe just the airdrop stuff. I don't know, but I'm trying to see what happens if I get these loans, stuff like that. Can I actually flip it for a profit? I'd like to know that. That's something I don't really know. Um, but I'm still looking into all these kind of ideas because I'm really interested in having a passive income or relatively passive income. I could see that I could continually invest in whatever profits I make if I save them and then reinvest it in something else. Over time, and this would be months, but over time, I could potentially have an income of $1,000 a month extra. Who knows? Maybe that's not even possible, but that's just assuming I'm able to figure it out and get the work done and put the work in, and there's no money lost or less money coming in. Preferably more money coming in would always be nice. I don't know if it's like, I hear things about volatile markets and things like that. Like, I don't want to invest in something that's not predictable. Because that's the thing that I see about passive income is like how you make sure it's predictable. Um, I mean, working for an hourly wage, you know that if you go to work, um, you're gonna get so and so amount of money, and if you work this much, this is how much you get, and if you work less, you'll get less. Um, that's one thing is the amount of work put in. I don't know what's gonna happen if I purchase a site that requires a lot of work or has work that I need to get done that either I can't do or can't afford to pay someone else to do, or if the site just doesn't make a profit even if I seem to be doing the same exact thing, or I don't know. So many different things could be happening from this, but um I don't know, like it could take a while to kind of like build up sites, build up um potential customer base. Um I think I'd like to continue posting like blog posts and stuff, but now that I think of it, I'm like, damn, I don't know if my whole brand that I was just randomly making for myself has anything to do with these stores. Because now I have all these stores. If I want to buy the stores, do they have anything relevant? Um, like that I can make a store out of my sites, or am I just gonna be blogging with no audience? I'd like to have the blog aspect be profitable. But I don't know, maybe I should consult Steve Moran. He's kind of good with this online marketing stuff. Um, so there's that. Um, But yeah, I mean, it's interesting ideas, and it's just really complex because um I never really knew how to do this, and I've never done it, and I've never really thought too much about how to do it. Wow, I'm totally losing my voice. Um, but it's not something that's come easy to me lately. So I'm trying to figure out what I can do. I might not be able to do anything, but I might be able to do something or some stuff. Um, but I'm willing to try it. I figure it makes more sense to spend, like, I kind of get it, spending loans on a store versus spending loans so I can go out and party and drink with my friends. Um, like, it's great, but the more I can invest in this now, because if it does take a few months to build it, like 6 months, like I was thinking in my mind about that, um, it's gonna be hard. But yeah, just putting all this into action. I've asked the questions so far, I'm giving myself a deadline of this weekend. If I can preferably purchase a store, even if it's the $60 one, if it turns out it's not too much work put in, or maybe they don't have additional accounts and things like that. But yeah, the second I saw somebody when they said, "Oh, they have like over 20,000 Instagram followers," I'm like, "Yeah, it's a pretty big Instagram base." But the thing is about Instagram is you gotta take pictures. Um, so yeah, you have to take a photo, and I haven't been taking photos, man. Like, I don't take photos. I don't know what these suppliers are. But that's something I want to do is find a supplier too. I'd love to have like a techie shop, not so much like a clothing store for like young adults and stuff. I'd like to have a shop that actually care about the products. Um, because I think it would be pretty cool. Oh man, I just had this idea that, for the people who are into all the like mini computer building, those Arduinos, Raspberry Pis, the Minnow, um, whatever it's called, the Minnow something, um, those small like um motherboards, those almost credit card size motherboards that you can buy and you can use and attach it to other kinds of stuff, um to build some sort of device or something. I mean, they're not super powerful, but they're cool to learn programming on and like program stuff on it and use it and take it. It's a tower you don't have to carry. um yeah, so that is one thing. Another thing is um um and my sinuses and throat are killing me. Another thing is I don't even know if I even said what I was thinking, and now I can't remember what it was. Um yeah, if I could pay someone overseas, in that market with like those small computer chip boards and stuff, if I could find something that people are trying to make already or trying to create or something that they're kind of hand making and have somebody in China make it, which I don't know how to do that, but say they could do that, and then I could sell something like that. I mean, it is a niche market, but it's also, I feel like it's something that is just part of this time period right now. I feel like it's not something that's going to be marketable in like 10 years, 15 years from now. Um, it's I don't know, what would you say it is? Something's marketable now because it's a popular device. I mean, it was more popular earlier on, so it's not even as popular now as it used to be. Um, there are still some people into it though, really, and schools use it and stuff too. But it's not like when it first came out, when like they had magazines on it and everything. And I feel like that's a good place to look to see what's popular Two is just looking at the front of the magazines that come out. Because some magazines, they never came out when certain stuff wasn't popular, like 3D magazines and computer music magazines, and some, like, there was a point where that and Future Music were always on the shelves, and there was a point where they kind of took them off the shelves at a lot of places. And then that's one magazine I liked. There was another time, um, there's some other magazines I used to like, guitar magazines and stuff. There were probably like 4 or 5 of them I used to love, and now I don't think all of them are still there. I don't know. I haven't purchased any in ages, but I mean, I don't know. I'd really like to try out some of the stuff though, but I just don't want to invest in something that's gonna cause me so much hassle, trouble, work, um, to kind of like get things up and going and running for me. Um, I don't know. It's a lot of work, but I'd like to do something like that, and uh, yeah. Um, but yeah, I'm still learning. I still want to learn more about crypto. Um, how it might play a role in my store, maybe somehow. Like I could accept Bitcoin or something like that. Um, yeah. So, um, let me see if it's even possible to set up Shopify for Bitcoin. So that would be pretty awesome to gain Bitcoins. Um, Set up an online store and gain Bitcoins and then reinvest in the Bitcoin or reinvest in other stuff with it. But I don't know. It seems difficult. Um, but yeah. So that's all I kind of have to say.